For today's lesson, we'll be discussing about multiplying decimals up to 2 decimal places. Let us have this problem. The Philippine monkey-eating eagle is considered as one of the largest birds of prey in the world. It can fly 1.33 kilometers per minute. If the Philippine eagle flies for 15 minutes, how far is it able to travel? Take note that to solve for the distance, we use the formula distance equals speed multiplied by the time. The statement 1.33 kilometers per minute means that the Philippine eagle can travel 1.33 kilometers for every 1 minute. Therefore, to find the total distance covered in 15 minutes, we must multiply 1.33 by 15. To do that, let us have the following steps. Step 1, arrange the factors vertically. Multiply the same way as you would multiply whole numbers. So as you can see here, we arrange the factors vertically. So that is 1.33 times 15. We multiply by starting from right digit, which is the first digit, which is 5. So 5 times 3 is 15. Regroup 1. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16. Regroup 1. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Next, we have the next digit, which is the digit 1. We multiply to each digit at the top. So 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. After getting our partial product, we can now proceed to addition. So bring down the number 5. Then 6 plus 3 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. And then bring down 1. So we have 1,995. Step 2. The sum of the number of decimal places in the factors is the number of decimal places in our product. In the first factor, we have 2 decimal places. So these are our decimal places. While in the second factor, we have none. So there is no decimal place. So to put our decimal point in our final product, we have to count 2 decimal places starting from the rightmost value, which is 1, 2. So therefore, we have 19.95. So therefore, the total distance the Philippine eagle can fly in 15 minutes is 19.95 kilometers. Let us have another example. Find the product of 13.74 and 2.5. So again, the step 1 is you need to arrange the factors vertically. Multiply the same way as you would multiply whole numbers. So we have this arrangement. So 13.74 times 2.5. We begin by the digit 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Regroup 2. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus 2 is 37. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 3 is 18. Regroup 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. On to the next digit, which is the digit 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 7 is 14. 4 regroup 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. 2 times 1 is 2. After getting our partial product, we can now proceed to addition. So bring down 0. 7 plus 8 is 15. 5 regroup 1. 8 plus 1 is 9 plus 4 is 13. Regroup 1. 6 plus 1 is 7 plus 7 is 14. Regroup 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we have 34,350. For the step 2, the sum of the number of the decimal places in our factors is the number of decimal places that we will put in our product. So we have 2 decimal places in our first factor, which is this 2. While the second factor, we have only 1 decimal place, which is this 1. So we add the 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So therefore, we will put or count 3 decimal places starting from the rightmost value in 34,350. So that is 1, 2, 3. So this is where we will put our decimal point. So the final answer for that is 34.350, but we can remove the 0 without changing the value of the number. So we can also have this as our final answer, which is 34.35. Another example, we have what's the product of 81.4 and 2? Again, we have to arrange them in vertical position. So 81.4 multiplied by 2. So we begin by multiplying the number 2 to each digit on our first factor. So 2 times 4, that is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. After that, we count the decimal places. In the first factor, we have one decimal place, which is this one, while in the second factor, we do not have any decimal place. So we move now decimal point from the right one time only. So we start here, going to your left. So this is where we will put our decimal point. So the final answer is 162.8. Next, multiply 45,000 by 0.24. So step 1, arrange the factors vertically. Multiply the same way as you would multiply whole numbers. So we have 45,000 multiplied by 0.24. So we start with the digit 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 5 is 20. So 0, regroup 2. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. Next digit is the digit 2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10, so 0, regroup 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. We don't have to multiply 0 anymore because any numbers that you multiply to 0 is always 0. So let us proceed with addition to get our final product. So bring down 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 0 is 8. 9 plus 1 is 10. So we have 1,080,000. But this is not yet our final answer. So we now, the sum of the number of decimal places in the factors is the number of decimal places in our product. So if we count the number of decimal places in our first factor, that is 0. In our second factor, that is 2 decimal places. So therefore, we move now from the right 2 times going to the left. So 1, 2. So this is where we will put our decimal point. But since the remaining numbers on your decimal place are all 0, we can just simply remove them. So therefore, the final answer is 10,800. Let us have the next one. So multiply 5,600 by 3.65. So we arrange our numbers vertically. So 3.65. So 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 6 is 30. Regroup 3. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28. Next digit is 6. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 6 is 36. Regroup 3. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3 is 33. Last digit, 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. Regroup 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Then we proceed to addition. So 0, 0, 0, 14, regroup 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 8 is 14. Regroup 1. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Regroup 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Let us now count the number of decimal places. We have here 0, while here we have 2. So we now put our decimal point from your right. We will count 2 decimal places. So 1, 2. So this is where we will put our decimal point. So we have 20,440.8. 0.00, or we can just simply remove these two zeros. So the final answer is 20,440. Next, let us simplify the groupings of 310.53 plus 481.004 times 0.35. So as you can see, we have two operations here. The first is addition and the other one is multiplication. So we have to add first the decimal numbers inside the grouping symbol. So 310.53 plus 481.004, that is 791.534. Step 2, using the sum a while ago, we can now multiply the sum in our step 1 by 0.35 by applying the procedure in our previous examples. So, as you can see here, here is our solution. So, the answer is 277.03690. We have 5 decimal places because on the first factor, we have 3 decimal places. On the second factor, we have 2 decimal places. So we move from right going to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So this is where we will put our decimal point. So that is how we multiply decimals up to 2 decimal places.